Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Tonight's episode, this is the one you want to hear. It's the question I get asked all the time. Emily, how do I spice up my sex life? It used to be so good and now it's just kind of blah. The answer, well, we're going to cover that today. But you got to get adventurous. You got to do something a little bit different. It doesn't have to be a huge gesture. You don't have to buy a sex jungle gym like I have. You really don't have to. But I'm going to tell you some little things you could do that will rock your sex life. Today's show, answering your emails on adventurous sex and giving tips to help you expand your sexual repertoire. And I'm here with Madison.
Hello.
Who's the wonder assistant of everything, and I'm also here with Anderson. But I need to talk to you, Madison, real quick about our Crave Vesper necklaces, which we're all obsessed with in the office.
Absolutely.
So we wear them all the time, and you've seen me, Anderson, the necklace with the... Did you take one for your wife? I wanted you to give her one for Christmas, but I can't remember.
No, I didn't.
You were like the only one. Like Drew gave one to his wife, and Ann took one.
We'll be part of the club.
Yeah, you're not in the club right now.
Wow.
I don't know why.
She's like actually angry.
You're on the outside looking in.
Whatever, it's okay.
Do you have one that's got like a coil so you can actually use it while it's around your neck, like it, and then it springs
Yeah,
back?
you can't. No,
Just
but
take
you
it off your
take it
neck.
off. It comes off. It's like a beautiful hanging necklace. It looks like a pen. I wear it all the time because it's actually one of my favorite layering pieces. So I love it. It's a vibrator and orgasm. It's jewelry and orgasms, which is sort of the most perfect thing. So I actually got a funny email. One of my longtime listeners who I adore, Greg Ostrovich. You know Greg. Yeah. He emails us all the time. I read all your emails, Greg. He emailed me the other day. He said, I'm at the Embassy Suites today because my wife does these scrapbook weekends where they stay here and crop all weekend. He's a good husband. My kids and I got in the elevator with 4 women who I think were inebriated. One was wearing a Vesper. I asked if her necklace was a Vesper, and she said, yes. My kids asked what that meant, and I just said, it's a type of necklace. I don't know if the woman was embarrassed. Funny story, had to share. And I feel like they keep popping up everywhere.
No, actually, really funny story.
Kimber, my other assistant.
Emily's
my other wonder assistant. Yeah.
And I went to some concert or something and ended up at a 24-hour diner in West Hollywood afterward. And we're next to this table, and there's all this commotion going on. There's these drunk people, and one of the girls, I can hear her yelling, no, you guys, I can use my sex toy at the table. And I look over, and she is waving around her Crave Vesper and, using it on the gay guys at the table next to her to show them the vibrations. And I look over at Kimber, who's of course wearing her Vesper because she wears it everywhere.
Right.
And I was like, Kimber! And we look over and we're like, hey, you guys have the same necklace. So long story short, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's at the table next to you at a gay restaurant.
At a gay restaurant. The gays love it. The thing is, it's always a conversation piece.
Where did the orgy take place after that?
Yeah.
It didn't, but we'll talk later. It was a really
the
funny story.
coming up
There
next.
was some husband swapping.
It's Really? With
you
guys?
No, not with us.
Bummer.
We
Not
were
that you're married.
We were watching all these gay couples kind of be weird and scandalous together, and we were like, "Well, this is fun." And I was like, "I gotta go," and Kimber's like, "I could stay here forever." I was like, "No, I'm tired."
That's the next story. But the thing is that the reason why we're talking about them is because we just got a call because I love them. They're a San Francisco company. They have a whole new deal going on. They've cooked up another toy that is literally going to blow your mind. Because everything they make, they don't just make the Vesper. They make cool things. And this one is going to be I saw it and I've never seen anything like it. I can't even tell you anything about it. But if you want to be one of the first people to get an inside look at their newest, first of its kind vibrator, there's one way you can do it. you go to hi.lovecrave.com/insider sex with Emily. Okay, that's really long. So all you have to do is go to Instagram Sex with Emily, and it'll be in my bio, the link.
Yes, we'll tell you how to get there.
And then you sign up, you get an exclusive first look at their top secret pleasure product before it launches, and you can win a limited edition, which you're going to want. So find it on Instagram. It's the people from Crave, and I just know everything they do is amazing, so I'm excited, and that's my news for you because it'll change your life. And do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks really good, guys.
Looks so good. Okay.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's gotta have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. It is your nonstop destination for all sex information, relationship information, and sign up for our mailing list because you'll love our emails that we send, I gotta say, right, Madison? We get huge people, like your open rate. Like if you're a technical person, you'll realize that people actually read it, like our open rate is really high. And then randomly, I almost get more compliments on the email than people like, I love your email. They're like, your podcast, love your email. So sign up for that. We give you like interesting stories. If you miss what's happened in the week, we send you the 2 podcasts every week, but plus different articles we've written, things that will help you, and it's a good time. So sign up for our mailing list. And also, I have to tell you all, Anderson, if you didn't know this, I'm here with Anderson from the After Disaster podcast and Film Vault.
I'm from the
Why
Film
can't I
Vault.
talk about both of them? They're both equally amazing.
Oh, I thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Anderson,
What's going on? What do you got?
I am April 14th, which is this Tuesday. I'm going to be in Las Vegas, and I'm co-hosting the People's Podcast Awards in Vegas with Chris Jericho. It was going to be with Dennis Miller, I announced, but now
And
it's
it was going
Chris
to be
Jericho.
with Drew as well, I thought, at one
Yeah,
point.
Drew was going to do it too, and now it's Chris Jericho. Do you know him, Wessler?
Yeah. He's a wrestler.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And he's like a band?
Last week, I told you on this very program that he's a nice guy.
Oh, so we already talked about this.
Briefly, I
Chris Jericho.
think.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah,
well,
his
I've
name
learned a
came
lot
up.
more about him. I had a conference call with him. I've not met him. I will not meet him. I fly in. I get there at 4:30. The show starts at 6, and then we practice.
His move in the ring, his patented move, is he beats off and then throws it like Spider-Man's his victims. He throws semen in
Really?
their face. Yeah,
That's amazing.
That's his thing.
That's a joke, right? But
I don't think it's his
I
thing.
listened to his podcast today, and just to get a sense, and he talks first of all faster than I do and more than I do.
That's
So
not
it'll be an
possible.
interesting.
There'll be fast awards.
Yeah, it'll
Really
be.
quick.
It'll
Next
be
award.
the awards will be over. It's like 50 awards. It'll be over 22 minutes, and it'll be competitive talking all night. It'll be a good time. But you guys can also stream it. I think if you go to podcastawards.com, and you know what's so amazing, Anderson, and what's touching, Madison,
What up?
is that. So it was a big call. It was the people from the podcast awards, like what's it called? Like the New Media Expo. And I was there 10 years ago, the very first one, the first podcasting conference. And the owner remembered me on the conference call. He goes, you were here. There was like 10 of us, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say it was like 5, 6
No,
of you.
literally. And he's like, there was an award show. I mean, maybe there was like 200, but it was really small. Now it's like thousands of people.
The presenters are giving awards to themselves.
Right, exactly. I mean, I didn't even know. People were like, but it was such a small little community, and now we're all coming togetger again because podcasting has come so far.
How do you get nominated for these awards? Because I'm on 2 very
I
successful
paid
podcasts.
a lot of money.
And
Just kidding.
I'm not, the only way that I'm hearing about these goddamn podcast awards is from you.
I got nominated, but then you had to do
What
a
the
People's
F?
Choice thing, and I sent out the link to a bunch of people to help. I don't know if I might have to be up there and read but here's the thing, Love Line's nominated in the same category.
Feels like it's
Mature.
fixed. I feel like there's
Tricky.
grease. The palms
It's
being
in
greased.
there's like 20 categories because there's so many great podcasts now, but it's also Love Line and Sex with Emily in mature adult category. So, it's a win-win-win unless someone
Good.
else wins. And then I'd be pissed. I wouldn't even give them their award. I'd be like, dude. So that'd be fun. I'm excited about that. And also one more thing is on May 12th.
Hey, it's the day after my birthday.
Oh, dude,
Let's all
Write
celebrate.
this down. What are we going
We
to
should celebrate.
Dude, we've never gotten drunk together. And I
know.
just feel like it's a rite of passage.
To get drunk with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why haven't we been drunk and
We'll
had a good
party.
time? We're always
Good
here like,
time.
stressed, or
No,
I'm
no,
stressed.
I'm drunk most of the time, so it's pretty easy.
Here?
No.
After
As soon as I'm
here?
out of here, yeah, I'm drunk.
Like in the car on the way home?
I
You wait till you get home.
I like, yeah.
Hence why you
These
woke
things
up
are
at noon.
on. These things are on. These
The mics?
microphones? Yeah.
Oh, okay, you don't get drunk
I
at
do
work.
not drink and drive.
Of course you don't drink and drive. Okay, so, and on May 12th, Lynette Carolla, who's awesome. She's a
got a
podcast
dick
for crying
fuck
out
of a
loud.
husband.
Yeah, her husband's Adam Carolla. We are doing a live podcast. It's her podcast, and I'm going to be the guest. It's at 8 p.m. Ringhorn Flats, wherever that is. But
What?
more info, it's in Hollywood.
It's going to be
In
live?
Hollywood.
It's a live show. Will
You
you
gonna do a
come?
live show?
Yeah.
Dickhorn Flats.
Dickhorn Flats.
Sounds like-
We changed the name for the show. Ringhorn Flats. No, it's her show for crying out loud, and I'm the guest.
Right, Ringhorn
Her podcast.
Flats. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might be into that.
I came to both of your,
Well,
your
it's my
podcasts.
fucking birthday, man.
Dude, this will be fun. It's the day after your
That's
birthday.
a Tuesday, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know anything
I'll bring
about.
you whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it time for me to bring you a new bottle?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
It's about that time.
Okay. I
yeah.
try to remember. Is it whiskey? Was it? Okay. So today's show is going to be. It's really important. I feel very, very strongly about the show. I'm going to give you a little sex in the news first, but I just want to say that, I've been trying to change a lot. I've been going through a lot lately, in a really good way. Because
you
life.
seem very clear.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
you did last week.
Oh, and this week not so much.
You're slipping.
Well, because I couldn't, get the lights off in my rental car.
She comes in. She's like, I need a man's help. How do you turn off lights in a car?
No, she said,
True.
I need help. I need a man. And I
Yeah.
was like, those are two separate
I walked
problems.
in. I'm sorry to interrupt your Pac-Man game, but I was like, I need a
Galaga?
man.
I was playing Galaga.
Dude, I love Galaga. Can we play? I kick your ass not
I
to be
will
whatever,
beat the
but
hell out of you.
no, I had it in my house growing up.
Did you really?
So listen, what I'm thinking, my uncle owned.
Like an actual cabinet
no,
game?
let me tell you something.
You
my
ever bang the
uncle,
joystick? Sorry.
No, but it's not a bad idea. I didn't know to bang until I was 20. I didn't know to rub against anything in orgasm. Don't get me started. So my uncle, I'm going to get back to this, what the show's about, but this was kind of major as a kid to have an uncle who owned pinball parlors. So when he had extra ones, we had 4 pinball machines. Wow. Listen to this. In the 80s, I had full-size Pac-Man, full-size Galaga or Galaxian.
No wonder you didn't discover sex. Guys were
playing
probably
video
coming
games.
over.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I
they're
thought
like,
they liked
oh,
me.
yeah, sit over there. I'm going to go play these
They're
games.
like, level 22 Pac-Man.
And you don't need to put quarters in. It's the
No,
greatest.
it was free.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good. That was the only good part of my childhood. So I've been thinking though lately because I've been doing a lot of just I went with my family for 2 weeks. It was a spiritual trip. I went to Tony Robbins seminar. If anyone knows about Tony Robbins, love him or hate him, however you find trying to make change in your life. I've been trying some things and it's hard. I try to meditate. We talked about this just when we came in because Anderson actually looks amazing. He's lost how many pounds?
5.
Do you not talk about this either?
I don't know. I lost
He's lost a lot of weight. He looks
I'll
great.
go up and down, up and down. I'm down about 20.
He's very disciplined and he's very healthy. He's got the Fitbit, the whole thing. And I was just thinking about change is hard. And I've been trying every day to just little things like meditate twice a day. I try to write every day. Yeah,
I'm
I've been
afraid
doing
of
it.
meditation because I'm afraid I'm going to
Why?
fall asleep.
Well, you might, but
I'm always
it's better
worried about being tired. You know what I mean? So the meditation thing seems like it's gonna make me sleepy.
Do you know that meditation actually gives you energy? Okay. And so the reason why the kind I do it twice a day for 20 minutes. The first time I wake up in the morning, and then I do it 2 or 3, is because it actually gives you energy.
Okay.
So it's been great for me, and I've been on and off for years, but this is the most consistent I've been. But I just think it's just every day, just little changes, right? You do one thing. Some days I don't do it. I don't beat myself up, but I'm trying to change and just different things. And so I think people listen to the show a lot. It's like this whole self-help thing. A lot of times you just, you're listening and you're like, yeah, you're giving good advice. I'm going to try that. And then there's this gap. They're like, I hear what you're saying about tying my wife up, but I don't really know that would be art, So I thought, let's really try to help people tonight. I want to give you tips that you can actually use. Not that you can't use other ones, but that'll be oh, I get this. I could go home and try this 1, 2, 3. We're going to need a lot of tips tonight to kind of just make it different, be more adventurous, do something different. Because let's be honest, with sex, we all know the pattern.
I don't
Amazing
know
at the beginning.
what it is about you, but I think that they're pretty decent ideas, and I seem to always get these fresh new ideas when I'm doing a show with you. Yeah, and I just thought of something that you could maybe do that would be good. Is have a series of shows. It could be standalone shows. They'd be Sex with Emily shows, but they could be standalone, and they would be geared towards a guy who has a wife who he wants to do certain things with, but he's not sure how to broach it, and there'd be a code. You listen to this show with her, you just pop it on casually, and you would gear the show towards talking about that, and it would bring them together, or vice versa.
Walk
if a
them
woman
through
wants
the exercises.
but it would be almost like a trick,
Well, a lot of couples listen to my show together because they always email me and say, "Oh, we listen together," because I think I'm sort of the third party, like Emily says. So we should probably, But if
they're not open to that, maybe like have a show and the title would be like giraffe licking or something strange, like a code,
right? Like they think they're watching the Wildlife Channel,
and you tell the guys to listen to this one with your girlfriend, and if you want to like get into anal play or tying her up or something, because I really talk a lot about that on that program, and it might get her. Yeah.
Right, that's good. Yeah, and I could talk about like what the fears she might be having around it, and kind of debunk those. Yeah, I think
it. Especially the ladies. I think when they hear another like a normal, sane, smart woman,
right?
Especially somebody like you, powerful and a strong woman, strong voice, talking about something.
And like a way they can break it down. I like it. We'll do that. Let's do a whole series. I'll come in next week. We'll do like 50 of them.
Okay, cool.
But at the beginning of the relationship, we know it's like you have almost like 100%. Like if there was money involved, back guarantee that you will have great sex the first 6 to 12 months of a relationship. And then, you might even say like, oh, this is the best sex of my life. And then eventually, you're having sex all the time at the beginning, like rabbits. And then there's always that night. Madison, did you have this in your relationship where you watch the movie, because you always watch a movie and you never finish the beginning, like when you start dating. And one night you just finish the movie and you're like,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's okay. We still like each other. We're going to have sex, but tonight we watch the movie.
What's really funny is like I still go to that all the time. Like that guy who made the spreadsheet of all of his wife's excuses, and one of them, my favorite one was like, I want to finish watching the episode of Friends, and everyone's like, it's a rerun. How dare you? And it's like, I'm sorry. Sometimes I would really rather just watch a show without being pawed at. Like I just want to watch my show.
I know.
And it doesn't mean that I don't find you attractive. It doesn't mean I don't want to have sex with you. It just means like tonight, maybe I just want to watch a show and not be treated like a piece of meat.
Exactly.
And yes, we experienced that maybe about like 7 months into actually being in a relationship.
Right.
Like
that's
actually
about
being like one-on-one.
Right. That's about right. That's about the time limit. You're like, okay, now we got to negotiate, because at the beginning, like I said, you always want to have sex. Then you realize someone wants it more, someone wants it less. It can even switch at certain times. But no matter what, even if you don't feel like having, and that's fine, of course, for you to say, not tonight, honey, I'm watching, Rachel's new haircut on Friends. And I totally got it. I had her haircut, by the way.
Rachel's haircut, you had that?
I had the Rachel.
I could see that.
I wanted the Rachel at like
age
age 5. Like,
oh my God,
no, do that to me.
I had the Rachel. It wasn't cute. And then I had it again by mistake a few years ago. I was like, what? Did I tell you to cut the Rachel? It was a terrible haircut. But so I was just thinking that, right. And then, but you got to, of course, like compromise, because if you said no every time, that would be a problem.
Exactly.
But here are just some little things, that we're going to get into that you can do to spice it up. We're going to give you like things that you can, like tangibles. And I like to hear that Anderson actually is learning a lot from the show.
I do.
But sometimes I think I just want to make it easy. I don't want to be like, oh God, I got about a red room, like, red room of pain. I know. What did I just say?
Red room of pain.
It's a 50 Shades reference. They think they got to have all that stuff. So we're going to get back to that in a second.
I didn't get to the end of that one.
Did you even go?
No.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend in high school. I remember she was a real pain in the ass, and she liked to watch cartoons after school. And when you're in high school and you got a girlfriend who lets you, do things to her, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And I wanted her to do things to her, and she's like, I want to watch the show. And I'm like, oh, okay, can you just watch the show and I'll do things to you?
Right.
And I remember she was just sitting there like watching this car. It was so creepy. She was watching a cartoon on the couch, and I was just having sex with her.
Like Bugs Bunny? Seriously?
And she was like, almost like her arm underneath her head, just kind of like relaxing, watching TV.
Just what you're pounding away at
her?
How old was
reaction.
she? You don't even care when you're like 17, right?
Yeah, I was like 16. She was like 15, 16.
You don't even care. You're like, it's an orifice. It's a hole.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm doing this.
I don't need anything. Yeah.
I felt very shameful afterwards, though.
This is creepy. I've actually
And then we watched He-Man.
You did?
I've had this experience recently where I was like, you can have sex with me. Like, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah, like I'm just going to finish
Were you like
my
doing a crossword puzzle or something?
No, I was watching, I think maybe they just put CSI Las Vegas on Hulu Plus.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
well, she
I
won't be
have a
having sex for a month.
Wow.
Yeah, that's strange. I would rather just say no. But you know what? You and I do that. To be honest, is the morning sex when you wake over with the dick in your back and you're like, okay, I get it. Like you want to have sex. I'm tired. If you just do it from behind, I'm fine. Like it's not that I hate it. I'm probably not gonna have an orgasm in the morning because I'm tired. Yeah. But yeah, you have a boner already. Let's do it. I'm fine. And I lay there, but it's not like I'm sitting there reading or like texting, although I have been known to take notes.
Yeah, I was going to say, you check your emails.
Sometimes I check my email.
Oh,
okay.
That's when you should send out your mass email.
What?
Newsletter.
Your
I'm
newsletter.
having sex.
Yeah.
Sex with Emily is actually happening right now.
Right this moment.
Write that down. That's
and
a great
make some
idea.
typos.
I mean, you have no idea.
I'll be like, bzz, 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 like
that could be happening. Yeah, you have no idea.
Dude, that's happened before. I know I've never had sex during the show. Okay, a little bit of sex in the news because we found some good ones this week. A Bluetooth vibrating implant could be the next big thing in sex toys. You ready for this?
Terrifying.
We've heard of Bluetooth vibrators, right? Like I got it.
Nua.
The Jeju,
Yeah.
the Nua. I actually plugged it in and charged it.
The Nua is the backdoor ones, the Dua.
Oh, the Dua. The Dua.
What? Is it really called a Dua?
Yeah.
There's a Dua and a Nua. And the Nua is for couples. It's remote control and Bluetooth. What, the Dua is for couples?
Yeah, the Dua is for couples. The Nua is for backdoor couples.
They're really cool, Jeju. It's a new thing. It has
This is terrifying.
Why?
The terrorists are going to hack our wives and girlfriends.
No, they have to be
And what,
wearing
give
the
them
vibrator.
orgasms?
Yeah.
No, it's like
We're going to lose the entire country because our
I'll
wives
get
and
into this
girlfriends.
later. It's actually one of the. I'm going to explain to you what these vibrators are. We're going to lose. No, they have to be wearing the vibrator at the time.
No, but I thought it was like implanted.
Oh, this is
Oh,
the new
this
one,
part.
yeah.
Okay, here I go.
ISIS is hitting me again.
No,
huh?
you're so right. We could totally like get all of the waves of all the pattern. Wait, what is it? Like, what would it be?
Jesus.
All the frequencies of
Yeah.
all of them and make every woman orgasm in America.
At the same time.
Dude, listen to this though. Horny women can rejoice everywhere because sex toy implants are going to be a thing. Imagine the ability to have your clitoris stimulated anywhere you go forever. Jezebel reports Bluetooth-controlled vibrating clitoral implants will become a huge deal. Fun Factory, and I love Fun Factory. They make, actually, I've been playing with their Amarino, which is a great G-spot vibrator. It's Amorino. It's awesome. Anyway, they make amazing toys. Love them. They are introducing the medical grade silicone implant called Orgasmia. Imagine that. I wonder how many like naming, meanings they had as a device that can be used on its own for hands-free orgasms. So just to go back to earlier, what I was saying is Bluetooth. Now you can control someone's vibrator from your Bluetooth. This is like in your vagina, in your clitoris. So the Orgasmia gives women control over their arousal and pleasure. The motor nestles against the pelvis, and users report that they stop noticing it after only 3 to 4 days of use. They're just in excruciating pain at first. Inspired by the design of thermal electric watches, the device automatically recharges using body heat. As with all Fun Factory products, it's encased in medical grade silicone. It's encased in medical grade silicone, while the implant can be synced to respond to remote commands from a number of electronic devices, including many smartphones. And along with this thing that's implanted in you, they're also offering discrete remote controls designed to look like rings, watches, necklaces, more. So you could like control it through like your Fitbit watch.
So every time now, once this goes down, every time someone fiddles with an earring or something, I'm going to think, are they turning themselves on right now, literally?
But here's the thing. It's only being done by a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon.
Of course.
Not cheap. $6,500 plus the device, but it lasts a long time. A 20-year warranty for the motor, and Fun Factory will cover half the cost of upgrades. Okay, this just concerns me from a medical perspective. I mean, think about like IUDs. I mean, every night we get a call from someone on Loveline saying,
"Yeah, I put them on top of the fridge so I don't forget what I had in there."
That's some lost and found stuff going on.
Yeah, will you put them back
smart.
on top of the fridge? Okay. Thanks, man.
That's really smart. You leave them there so you know you got them.
But then goddamn janitors.
Yeah.
Goddamn janitors. At least he's doing his job.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so think about the IUD, right? Have you ever had
I have an IUD right now, and my body rejected it for like the first 3 months. It was like
it's like painful. But an IUD is an implant that you put in, and it gives you birth control for
3 to 5 years, depending on the one.
So it's a commitment. So, but why? Like, first of all, if I had a thing in me that it was resting on my clitoris with I wouldn't go to work. I would just sit home and have orgasms all day. I mean, this doesn't sound. I mean, it doesn't say is it for women. Now, if this was for women who are pre-orgasmic or couldn't experience pleasure and joy, but
for people who have money,
who
want to spend it on weird shit.
I kind of want to do it just to try, but I really don't know. I'm afraid of the pain. I got to talk to Drew about it. I think it's not good.
It sounds really dangerous.
So dangerous.
I mean, getting the IUD put in hurt really bad. That doesn't even have a motor on it, or
I'd be in the best mood all the time.
It's made by watchmakers. You have to
Fun
wind
Factory.
it.
No. It's made by Amazing Sex Toy Line. If you go to goodvibes.com, code Emily, you get discount on all these toys.
Now, but here's the problem: certain waves, certain things are going to trigger it by mistake.
Probably, it's brand new.
You're like checking out at the supermarket, and all of a sudden it starts humming. You're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, in trouble. TSA. Is it really trouble?
Like she scans your bananas and it bangs.
What happens at TSA?
Yeah. I wouldn't trust my boyfriend to have like a control to my pleasure all the time. It'd be really mean.
And then if you break up with someone and they have the code,
we'd be like at dinner with my mom, and he'd be like.
But see, that's the fun part. That's what I like, the vibrating. So this is like
because they already got the underwear that does that, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've got the vibrating panties, and that you put the thing in, and I've done that with my boyfriend. We went to a party, and he had the remote, and it's kind of hot. That's what I'm saying, you guys. You're going out with your partner. You've been together a long time. At that night, she's wearing the panties. You've got the little remote control in your pocket, and every once in a while, you're standing around talking to your boring friends that you see all the time, and you turn on the vibrator, and then you go have sex in the bathroom or on the way home. It's hot. But this, I'm not implanting it anytime soon. Yeah. Just saying. Okay, sexting stats show just how much Americans get freaky with phones. As smartphones have now become the norm, sexting is more happening all over the damn place. So who's doing it? How often are they doing it? And just what the hell are these people sending to each other? Well, now we have the answer to those and many other questions thanks to this brand new infographic.
The NSA?
Thank God for exactly. The NSA is
They're going to let us know?
They're tracking it.
Exactly. They have an infographic, which, are great because you just have to look at pictures. Here's a few more interesting details that you'll learn from it. More than 35% of Americans admit to sexting. Have you sexted? Have you sexted, Madison?
Oh, yeah. I was sexting before it was cool.
But do you still sext in a relationship?
I usually don't instigate it. But yeah, like every once in a while during the day, I'll get like a random text message.
And you're like,
hey,
I'm working.
there. Yeah. I'm like, all right, let's just save that spunk for home.
How about you?
I've been with my wife for a very long time.
See, this is why you need to send her a sexy text.
But before sexting, I used to send Polaroids to people.
In the mail?
Mm-hmm. Or just hand them.
They get like a week later after the date, like you did with the pigeon. That's
just
cute.
Slip them into their hand when you're like, bye, it was good seeing you. Just slip them a little Polaroid of your penis.
Was it your penis?
Actually, no, I did take pictures and have them developed by a place once. That's not smart. No. Back in the day, that's what we had to do, kids.
We did.
They can actually take them. Like, they can confiscate nudies that they process. Like, they're allowed to do that.
Right, but now that's why you use Polaroid.
We'll digress a little bit here, but I had a friend who actually worked at one of these places, and her first day working at the place, they said, all right, here's the number one thing. Oh. If you get any nudies, you make doubles, and then you put them in this book back here. And they had a massive book where
just for fun?
Yeah.
Like at Rite Aid?
They double them, yeah. They make duplicates.
Just for fun?
And then keep it in this
seems really illegal
book.
in corporate
America. Absolutely.
I love it. Thanks. You want to get a job at Walgreens. Okay. 95% said sexual thoughts or ideas. 38% send sexy selfies. 36% explicit images. 32% said they started sexting between ages of 19 and 29. And 56% say they who have done it admit that sexting has improved their relationships. And those who are dating are more likely to sext than those in a committed relationship. And I think you people in your committed relationships here probably need to sex more than others. And what I'm saying is, not every day, but like I always say, foreplay starts after the last orgasm. So you could say, babe, last night it was so hot, or you looked so great this morning. I know you're like married, whatever, but women always want to hear that you're thinking about it.
Yeah, define sexting, because I think I probably do it every day.
Oh.
I think you're awesome. Like last night's sex was really great, or you looked really beautiful this. I can't wait for this weekend when we can have sex.
Because my wife and my mom are right next to each other in my phone, and twice I've sent something very inappropriate to my mom. So
that's awesome. Wait, I think there actually is a statistic about how many people have accidentally sent something. Yeah, it's called like where is it? Oh, oops, sexting accidents.
Oh, that's funny.
16% of men have mistakenly sent a sext to a family member.
The last one I sent to my mom, this is a true story, and it was a joke, but I just out of the blue sent I'll suck your dick for $1 to my wife, thinking it would make her laugh a little bit, and then my mom said no, thank you.
That could be worse though. That is hilarious.
Actually, really fast before sexting, I have a really funny story. I've never shared it before. I have to share it.
Go.
I accidentally booty called my dad during a booty call. Like back when your phone could like dial on its own, you could sit on it. I snuck out of the house to have sex with the guy. And while we were having sex, I guess my phone engaged. It was like in my pocket in a jacket that had got under my butt while we were having sex. And then we drove back to my house.
Oh, no.
And as I'm driving up, I see that my front door is wide open. And I can see the silhouette of my dad, who was a huge dude. My dad was like a football player. He was like a linebacker. Right. Taking up the whole doorway, looking like just scary as hell. And I was like, oh my God. I from my phone. And so I pull out my phone. We were probably like 5 minutes from my house where we were having sex. We had like parked in a discreet location. Mm-hmm. And so
that was good.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're like pulling up, and I was like, oh, I need to find my phone. I need to find out what's going on. So I pick up my phone. It says, call with dad, 13 minutes.
Oh.
And we had definitely been having sex about like 10 minutes ago. And so my dad is standing in the doorway holding the phone, just staring out.
How old were you?
I was like 18 maybe. Like, so I was like, I was like legally allowed to have sex, but it was still awful. He had for sure heard me having at least 4 to 5 minutes of sex.
Don't get over that. What happened?
It was awful. What? I made the guy drop me off down the block. I was like,
yeah, he's got to get the fuck out of there.
And so he dropped me off down the block. I walked up and he's like, where the hell is this guy? And he starts cussing. And
my
freaking
God,
out.
that's major.
Yeah, it was awful. But I booty called my dad during a booty call.
That is epic.
Speaking
That's
of,
actually could be in Anderson's next movie or something.
That would be too much. If I saw it in a movie, I'd be like, come on.
No,
come
I know.
On. Most
really
dads,
happened.
I think,
you gotta
would.
lock the phone now.
He would have hung up, right? But he didn't.
I think
don't know
most
what
dads would.
How much did he hear?
Maybe he thought I was in danger. He heard 5 minutes at least, and then he probably heard me being like, all right, we got to get back. Because after we finished having sex, I was like, I got to go.
What do you think you heard, though?
I mean, he heard that guy climaxing. This is before the orgasm phase
what
of my life.
What was that like?
I have no idea. I don't remember this guy at all, but it was probably like really quiet. And then I was like, all right, give me a cigarette, because I was super classy as an 18-year-old and used to smoke
That'd be great
sex.
if your dad was like more pissed about the smoking than he was about the sex.
Oh no!
I told you not to smoke.
Why are you smoking cigarettes? That's crazy.
Heart disease.
We never spoke about it again. Like it didn't come up.
So
and
funny.
The rest of
People
our
have all these like traumatic things with their parents. Like they walked on me having sex. They walked on me like giving a blowjob, and then they like we never talked. We never spoke. Yeah. And then you know that your dad's like every time they get over it. They get over it. So my thing with this is I think that I am not going to knock any way that you relate to your partner anything sexual that's going to get you turned on and help your sex life. But I think phone sex, dying art, that was fun because it's not just words. It's like you can hear the voice and it's real time. So sometimes if you're sexting, you're not really sometimes you can, but it's like how are you going to masturbate and sex with one hand?
That's hard.
The point of phone sex was that you'd both be getting off. Or sometimes you'd just be getting them off and I'd be lying but doing dishes but pretending I'm getting them off. I'd be like, yeah, babe, but what's that noise? I'm like, oh, nothing, just really wet here, Aye. But I'm pretty good at phone sex. I can get people off. And I feel like you'd hear it. It's auditory But the thing is, so I think it's done. I mean, did you ever phone sex? No.
Yes.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, phone sex.
So I guess it's the same principle, though, and I think they're both effective. Here's why I like them both. Is because there's something about being removed from your partner. And the reason why I think couples say it improves their sex life is because you can say those things that you can't say to your partner. Like, I see you right now all tied up with a ball gag in your mouth, roped from the ceiling, for example. And you might not want to say that when you see him.
Yeah.
But then she's thinking that's hot too. Like, that's another way to express your sexual desires. So that's what.
I never got the phone sex thing. I never got it. Or like calling those
understood
976 numbers. I
I
understood
did it with people I like.
Yeah, I know. But like the guys, that was a real market. People would call, and it's just,
I never
understood it.
It's a huge market. I used to phone sex operators on the show, and they actually taught me how to do it. Pretty good.
Well, what's it sound like?
Oh God, are you gonna do it with me? Okay. When I come back, Anderson, you have a moment. I got to give a quick shout out to my peeps, but I really think that you should have phone sex with me.
All right.
But before we do that, I need to tell you about the Fleshlight.
Bringing people together phone sex wise. You can use that during phone
Oh my
sex.
God. The Fleshlight is such a great phone sex accoutrement because you could say, hey, baby, I want you to grab that flashlight and I want you to wrap it on your cock, dick. I try not to swear on the show about when I'm doing phone sex. But you said you prefer dick, and I keep thinking about that.
I did.
You said dick over cock.
Yeah, cock is a little harsh.
Well,
especially when
because
it's cock
I was
ring.
phone sexing with this guy or sexting, and he kept saying dick, and I was saying cock, and then I've noticed, and I'm like, God, does he want me to say dick? And then I was confused.
Did that get in your head?
Yes, your dick got in my head. So anyway, so you can say, hey, babe, what are you doing right now? Get out that fleshlight, I got you. Okay, babe, what are you doing? What are you wearing? Nothing. I'm naked, thinking about you. But we know that I'm not. Okay, babe, I want you to take that fleshlight. I want you to put a little lube on it. And I want you to put it over your hard cock right now. And I want you to rub it up and down, up and down. Does it feel good? Does it feel like it's like my mouth? Does it feel like you're actually having sex?
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, you were allowed to, like, when they taught you, you were allowed to use descriptive stuff because...
Oh, it's just to be very descriptive.
My friend owned a bunch of those numbers, and since they were out of L.A., they couldn't use actual terms. They had to use, like, melons and all these, like, food euphemisms.
Oh,
and
God.
He had me call, like, I was a secret shopper, and I would call these poor women, and I would try to get them to say filthy things. And
That's
then I'd have to
phone
report.
sex is about filthy
No, but
things.
in
What was
L.A.,
it, like
you're
a
not allowed to.
Christian, right?
For a while, you weren't allowed to in L.A.
difficult.
Like, the ones that were, like, routed through Vegas and the Philippines was different. It was very bizarre.
Did not know that.
Anyways, fleshlight.
Okay, so fleshlight, it simulates the sensations of sex. They have so many kinds of fleshlights. If you love a particular porn star, her vagina just might have been molded into a fleshlight.
Maybe her butt too.
Maybe her butt. Yep, her butt. There's like ones for men too. If you're, gay men might like a butt of his favorite porn star. He might like the penis. It is up to you. They make so many different kinds of material. It's all patented. And actually, NASA created it. It's the coolest material that makes you feel like it's
Do they have
the
any
real deal.
idea what it's going to be used for?
No, probably not. They're like, we're doing good here. We're
This
going to the
will help
moon. We're going to the
Buzz
moon.
when he
Oops.
lands.
We're giving him a really good orgasm. Oops. Hey, it all brings pleasure and important things in the world. So it's body safe, and it's discreet and portable. You can use it with your partner, use it alone. Plus, for my Emily listeners, Sex with Emily listeners, because they love you and I love you, if you go to sexwithemily.com, click on the fleshlight banner, use code Emily, you get a fleshlight, pick out whatever one you want. Stamina training unit is awesome too. And you get award-winning bottle of Flesh Lube. So check it out, fleshlight. Well, I guess I just did the phone sex, Anderson, so we don't really have to get into that. You've been saved by the bell. But let's get into some adventure sex. So we got a question from a listener, which is going to tie in. How to keep the fire alive. Hey, Emily, I'm 20 years old. I'm a 20-year-old man. I'm 20 years old, actually.
He's
I'm
only
not a man.
20 and he's working
No,
on...
it's a woman.
Okay.
It's a woman, actually. What else?
The fire's
and I'm
going
from
out on the
Australia. And I so appreciate it, actually, because I've been asking people, and I love when you do this. If you give me your name, and you don't have to use your real name, and your age, and where you're from.
Social.
Excuse me?
Your social.
Social security number?
Yeah, and your social security number and credit card. Cool. And the number on the back. I love your show heaps, and it's totally eradicated much of my fears about sex that I gained from going to a Catholic school. Ooh. Anyway, I've been with my boyfriend for 4.5 years, and we've lived together for nearly 2 of those. We have a pretty great sex life and have experimented with a few things, including a massage candle and the Form 2 Jimmy Jane vibrator. Love it. My question is whether you have any tips to keep the awesome sex and attraction going, as I am worried that due to our young age and that both of us were virgins when we met, that it will be difficult to keep the fire alive as we go forward. Any tips or advice? Cheers from the Southern Hemisphere, Rebecca.
Yikes.
So this, I know. Well, Rebecca is spawned this entire show. Because I'm going to lead into now some ways that not only Rebecca in a longer term relationship, but even if you're in a relationship for a month or you've just slept with someone, these are things that you can use across the board. It's because desire in life is kind of fickle. Like lust is fickle. Desire changes in a relationship. Sometimes, like we were saying, you want it more than your partner. And, at the very beginning, you have the best sex of your life, or so you can think. And then the next month or 10 years, you might get bored. It's like same old, same old. And so the deal is think about, we were talking about this, right, Madison? Like your favorite meal.
Yes.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, you were asking me. Sorry.
Yeah. Besides penis.
I do love a good cock sandwich, but no, I'm a vegetarian. So probably my favorite meal would be like a good veggie. Oh, a black bean burger.
Black bean burger.
I love black bean
you
burger.
love them, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, if I was like, Madison, look what I brought for you tonight.
Are you vegan?
So excited.
A black bean burger.
I'm actually a pescatarian.
Oh, you eat
Everyone,
fish.
like a made-up word,
no one
yeah.
eats anything in my outfit. They don't eat everything, I guess.
It's Brie Olson. She's a porn star and she's vegan, but she swallows a lot of semen, so I think that she's not vegan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's got to have some dairy in it.
Right.
Guys, my friend. Okay, can we go back to semen? And will you remind me? I have a really funny semen story. Okay, so we use this. We often use this analogy. Okay, well, first of all, what if I said to you, "Okay, Madison, but that's what you're gonna eat for the next 6 years for dinner and lunch."
Probably cry myself.
Right?
Sleep.
Exactly. Every once in a while, you'd be like, "You know what? I miss cheese puffs."
Yeah.
Or I miss chocolate.
So she needs to get a new boyfriend. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is when it comes to
Immediately.
monogamous sex, it's like having the same meal every day for the rest of your life. So no matter how great sex it is, it can feel like a routine. Long term, short term, all of it. So that's why we're doing the show, to help you with love and romance. And so a lot of times, this is what I was saying earlier, is that when you hear me say adventurous or new things in bed, you ought to, if you're me or like a lot of people who are trying to get help, they think that's a lot of work. Or Emily's going to make me buy a butt plug. I know it. This
Go
is going to be really
spelunking
hard.
and having sex. while
Exactly. And
spelunking.
they're like, I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm giving you, this is stuff that you can actually, and I want you to do. Like one of them this week. Can you pledge to me that one of these things, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off. You're like, how do I do this? Just do it. Okay. So, and it's a great way to get started, trying new things,
What is it?
exploring new desires. I'm getting to it, dude. See
Baby
how
steps.
excited you are?
Baby
Baby
steps.
steps. So And here's the other thing why I'm breaking it down for you. Because like when you're in yoga class or your exercise class, Madison, and they're like, you could modify this. They say like, okay, you could do it on your hands or you could go it on your knees. Like these are like modifications. So I'm going to tell you some things. You could be like, well, I don't want to be, I don't want to do knife play and have her throwing knives in my face, but it might be nice to have my hair pulled. Okay. So when I say like think outside the bedroom, oftentimes in a relationship, you have sex in the same place all the time.
Public sex.
Public sex is great. Yeah. So move outside the norm. Even if it's like, so I'm going to tell you, hotel sex, amazing. Switching up location, so great. So first I had a Cosmopolitan magazine email me this week and for a press request. They're like, hey, why is hotel sex so great? I was like, it is my favorite thing in the whole world. Like, I wish I could live in a hotel. Why is it so great? And I thought about it. I was like, well, you can be as loud as you want, as messy as you want. It's like your new sheets, because you know what I mean? Like a new bed, a new sheets. It all feels good. It's fresh. And it's just, you're looking at new things. You're not looking at your dirty dishes and you're away and it's different and you can have amazing sex.
It completely gets you out of any rut you might be in. Everything's new.
Totally. Everything's new. But if you're like, we can't afford it, well, like maybe you should have sex in your living room. In your backyard. Do it just anywhere different. So this is just the point, is that switching up location is key to just making things different. So like having sex on the washing machine during the spin cycle. Ever tried that?
You've done that.
I have done that. Mm-hmm. It's in my book actually too, so I had to try it. And the reason why is because when you do something spontaneous and you're like, hey babe, let's meet me in the kitchen, that increases the lust factor and adrenaline because it's something new and it demonstrates that, you want to have them right there, right now. So
and the ball's in her court. I mean, she needs to kind of she's the one who's worried about it. And chances are the guy will follow whatever she's into.
Right. Well, that's well, I'm actually not answering Rebecca's email specifically because thank you for bringing it back to her. But that's, well, okay, we should go back to this. She's saying that she should share this with him, Yeah, it's not in her court. It's in both their courts. Because if it's only in her court, she'll be the one making all the,
But it sounds like requests. She's the one who's up in her head about it.
Yeah, which is great that she's thinking ahead of time. This hasn't even faded yet.
They're both virgins, though.
I know, and they're 20
too
years.
young. What are you guys doing?
Well, see, I don't want to say that, but they are very young to be together.
Speaking from a guy's point of view.
He's going to want to sleep with other people.
Yeah, because he's not going to have anything in his Rolodex to think back to. Except for her.
Do you think that's a requirement that every guy needs that?
Absolutely. Got to go out and fill those banks.
He's got to get some strange.
Yeah. Need some strange. Add it to the memory banks.
I just think
future play.
I think you're right. That I think that you shouldn't get married before 30. But
back in the 20s when we died at 40, it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Get married at 25, you got a good 15 strong years together. It's awesome.
Yeah, Deadwood days.
Yeah,
but not anymore.
Not anymore. Now we're together. You can have multiple, whatever. I just think I think you don't really know yourself in your 20s. I think 4.5 years. And what happens is you get addicted to these relationships because you really grew up in them. You know each other's families.
Yeah, any kind of change at that point in your life just seems devastating.
Right.
But
she's
it's
like,
not.
I can't imagine without him. But I like that listen, Rebecca, whether you stay with him or not, these are going to be great tips for everyone moving forward in your life. So also, get some sexual inspiration. I'm a huge fan of watching porn with your partner. A lot of people watch porn, and it's secret in relationships. A lot of times guys are like, it's my thing, or a lot of women. I mean, I hear this daily from women, peers of mine, friends of mine, my age. They're like, why is he watching porn? We're having amazing sex. Does he want me to be blonde with big boobs? Do you have that? What?
Oh no, it's just funny because my boyfriend is such a horn dog. When one time he was like at class and I had his laptop and I was gonna torrent something, and so I looked up Pirate Bay and I typed in PI and his search history pulled down the first thing, and he would kill me if I told anybody this, but whatever.
Tell me now, we won't tell anyone.
It was pink teen pussy. That was like the first thing that I saw.
Wait, that's what he actually typed that in?
He typed in. I was like, it's so specific. I have a picture on my phone. And it was like, I went to type in PI for Pirate Bay, and the first thing that popped up, his computer was like, you mean pink teen pussy? And I was like, what?
Pirate Bay?
I texted it to him. It's an online torrenting
Pirate Bay,
site
how you torrent.
no one
to steal
uses
things.
because I don't steal things.
Oh. Em, you got to like this because you say I never give you anything. Here's something.
Oh.
When the wife and I first moved in together, she was doing, it was before I was like savvy on the computer and I learned incognito mode and all this things that every man
Clearing
should
the
know.
browser.
I mean, there should be a class in high school now for dudes.
Absolutely.
But before all that, and we were sharing a computer, and she was laughing about it. She thought it was quite funny. But I looked up amateur facials. I was drinking. That was what I was into. That she saw that. And her initial thought was, "Oh, how sweet! He's learning how to do like a cheek facial for me."
He got like a cucumber formula.
She thought that's what it was for.
Oh,
and then she realized what it was. She was disturbed for a second. Then she started laughing about how ridiculous it was.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I thought it was so funny because it was so specific.
Pink
I was like, you really
team.
you went right for it. And he was like, it's because I'd seen like a porno that was titled that, so I wanted to re-find it.
Oh yeah, sure.
And I was like, are you sure that's
kind
not
of
your
redundant.
specific
Most
taste?
teens
I know.
tees are pink.
Nobody wants teens.
Yeah, but I sent him a picture of it. I took a picture of it on my phone and sent it to him. Was like, hey, so
Horrifying.
your computer, and he was like, oh my God, he was so worried that I was gonna be freaked out. But I thought it was really funny because I know that guys watch porn. Like, it's just a normal thing.
You're okay with it.
Yeah, and it doesn't bother me. Maybe that's a generational thing. Maybe people like a little bit older
No,
than me.
it's not a
No, it's
generational
all
thing.
ages. I hear it from my friends who are in their 30s. I hear it from friends in their 20s that it's confusing, but it can be a great way to spark a sense of adventure and a big turn on for both of you and get you both revved up because it's great to learn about both of your sexual preferences. Now, for example, Madison, your boyfriend might come home and you might say, you know what, babe? I don't want pink teen pussy tonight. Let's try to find something that works for both of us.
Big black cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Do
scary.
that one.
That's
exactly.
like
Be
the
like,
reverse
honey,
opposite. Old black cock.
hey, let's split the difference. I get big black. No, but it's like, I mean, I actually did this the other night with this guy that I'm dating. I was like, he was telling me about a porn that he watched. Oh, because I always talk about the magic wand. Oh, because it's amazing. And the magic wand vibrator that we know. And so he's like, oh, I was watching a porn the other day and I saw the magic wand. And we played with toys and I was like, cool, I want to show it to you. And he showed me that, like, he looks it up. We're in my bed. We grab my computer and we watch it together. And it was super hot. It was one of those kink.com videos where it was like she was all tied up. And
I looked up some of that kink.com stuff.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
was it?
It's bizarre. Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean,
And it opens up with a castle thing. Is that castle a real
I've
building
been
out
there.
there?
I had a party there once. It's
What?
a San Francisco guy, Peter Ackworth, who started it. Amazing.
My hair cutter was telling me the girl who cuts my hair was really into all that stuff.
Oh yeah. It's pretty amazing. It's mostly hardcore BDSM.
A lot of public weird stuff. Like they just take a girl to a laundromat and they start banging her, and like there's like people in there washing their clothes, like taking
totally.
pictures.
But that's all on set there. It's a really cool place. But the thing is,
Don't
is
ruin
that
it.
what? Oh no,
ruin
it's
it.
not real. But afterwards, they have the girls on who are like, "No, I really enjoyed that." Like she looks like she's like about like she's being fixated, but they're all down and it's consensual. So this was cool because I saw what kind of porn turned him on, and this one worked because it turned me on because I love my magic wand. We watched it together, and then I plugged in my magic wand and we had sex and like kind of did what we saw on screen. So you might just want to go to like Good Vibes After Dark, has a lot of great porn, or just go to whatever site you go to. If you guys peruse together for a few minutes, I'm sure you could find something. Maybe she likes lesbian porn, which is common, and watch it together. And it's a great tool because you learn new moves and tricks, and it's something different to do.
What if you're like a little uncomfortable with your significant other and like you don't really know how to broach it?
I think that if you're uncomfortable with it and porn's never come up.
Yeah.
And I think you should say, so I'm wondering, do you have any, well, this brings me to another point here, which would be I'm going to bring you down to another tip here that's going to answer your question.
Are you sure?
Make a sexy bucket list. I love this because
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
communication, key to exciting, sex life. And when you share your fantasies and desires with your partner, it increases your intimacy.
Don't lead with threesome because that'll upset
No,
her.
I know. Don't you guys use some discretion, okay? Like your hot best friend coming over for threesome, not going to work.
Jessica, get her
And
over
new
here.
sexual exploration. So couples find it daunting. So you can make a game out of it and sit down with your partner and you make up sexy bucket lists. So you write down new things you want to try. So like you each could write down 5 and then change it, exchange it. So you can be like, I wish we had rougher sex. Like, I wish we made out more. I wish I could tie you up to the ceiling. I don't know why I keep saying that because I was watching
that's what you're
kink.com.
into.
I was watching
You could write them
kink.com.
down on like little Post-its or little like index cards too.
Yeah.
And each index card has its own, and then you could like do them one by one,
Yeah,
almost like
each
you're
night
playing
pick
cards.
Pull 'em out of a hat.
Yeah.
Right. So you could say, I want to watch porn together to see what turns you on.
Right.
That's a great way to do
That's
it.
a great way to do it.
Thank you, honey. I
'Cause
told
my
you I would
way-
answer. I know sometimes I don't go back around to the question, but I did.
I thought we're gonna get back to jizz too, but I thought about it
Oh, I got
right
a
as I
great
was
jizz
asking
story.
you. And I came up with another decent thing you could do is like you could. It's a little devious, but you could like have a Netflix sleeve and then slip in porn, and be like, hey, let's watch the movie we got from Netflix today, honey. And you pop it in, and you go, oh, this is the wrong disc. But then it's on.
She'll never believe you.
Honestly, just pick Blue is the Warmest Color. That movie was like filled with lesbian sex.
Yeah.
And just like
That's
put that
hot.
on and be like,
brutal.
Oh man, like how did this happen? What do you think about it?
That's true. Right. Exactly. And that's a great point because some women might not be ready for porn.
vaginas.
So this is how we modify. This is how we modify. Look up like the sexiest love scene in movies like Y tu mamá también.
Y tu mamá. 9.5
movies
weeks.
like 9.5 weeks. You could start there.
Wild Orchid.
And then move into hardcore porn. No, I mean, see what it is. It's a sexy bucket list. Great way to do
Eyes
it.
wide shut.
Me and my boyfriend watched Hollow Man together, and we found out that it was like both of us when we were younger. We saw Hollow Man and thought it was really hot. That whole thing of him being invisible and
the naked
unbuttoning
raper.
her,
I mean, the invisible
unbuttoning
raper.
her blouse and everything. So that was like our code word. Like we'd be hanging out with friends, and he'd be like, "Do you want to go watch Hollow Man?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." This is like when we first started hooking up, and we'd be like, "Yeah, let's go watch Hollow Man." And that was like our code word for like we're gonna go hook up.
Emily.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man, I get it.
That means, yeah.
I totally get it. I'm glad.
Hollow me out.
Hollow me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot it.
Blue is the
Okay,
warmest.
do you guys watch porn, Madison?
He watches more porn than I do.
You're not that into it.
No, I mean, it's not that we're not that into it. It's just that, like, I don't know, our porn tastes are different. He likes point of view, like hardcore banging, and I like more
This
like
is the
theatrical
likes
stuff.
conundrum.
Pink Team Pussy is what he
Yeah,
likes.
exactly. And it's
Let's
like,
not mess around. Let's not beat around the bush. We know what bush he likes.
yeah, no bush.
No bush.
That's the trick here.
God, no bush. Do you think the bush is coming back?
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, so here's one more thing. Voyeurism. So, we were talking earlier about video chatting. That's another thing. We've got sexting, we've got phone sex, video chatting, just using on your phone, Skype, GChat, FaceTime. It's not just for long distance. So couples like in the same area code or in the same house, if you're feeling lazy, you're downstairs watching TV, it's really hot for virtual sex. So because there's elements of like voyeurism and exhibitionism, and a lot of women get really turned on by that. It's a top fantasy for a lot of women. So you can watch her touch herself, tell her what to do. She can watch you. And if you're not sure how to start, some women say it's hot when she's like watching porn, like if you guys are watching together and she's like watching a little porn, so it makes her feel like less awkward. Like it's something to get you both in the mood and she's watching porn while you're watching her. But I also think just getting started, like telling her what to do, or you guys both get undressed together, and that can lead to one of my favorite sex tips, mutual masturbation. Because there's a lot of couples who have been together for a long time and they still are like, I don't know what the hell turns their partner on. And so if you're watching each other touch yourself, you're like, oh, she goes up and down on the clitoris, or she never touches her clitoris, or he grabs his balls and I've never touched his balls. I didn't know that. It's a great way to learn.
What accent was that?
I don't know. I made it
didn't
up.
know it touched the ball.
I made it up.
Role playing. She's role playing.
Right, I'm role playing. Role playing is really hot too, and I know that you think, okay, this is kind of weird. Well, I can't say this.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
No, it's too late.
But I did dress up. Okay, so another thing, I had a really fun weekend. So
Right.
this guy I've been dating who never used a sex toy in his life, like before he met me, like nothing, ever, ever, ever.
he says.
I've had a wedge for a long time from
Oh.
Liberator, like a really nice black
What's happening?
label. Okay, so do you know what a wedge is?
No,
it's a
it's
sex
salad.
wedge.
It's like furniture.
It's sex furniture. And it's an amazing thing because it's a wedge. And a lot of women, in order to have experienced the most pleasure and to have orgasm, their bum needs to be lifted. So
Right.
it's like literally like a wedge, like a pillow. And so your butt rises on it. And this one comes with cuffs too, like handcuffs. Like they have so much stuff if you go to liberator.com. And so I've had this wedge in my garage. So we opened it up and we like used the wedge, and it was hot because it was like you're elevated and you had like cuffs and
Were
stuff
you
like that.
suspended from the ceiling?
I was not suspended from the ceiling, but I'm going to work on that soon because I think that would be really, really fun. And I
Sure,
also
your
tried
Russian landlord would love that.
Oh my god, my Russian landlord! But now I don't know what to do with the wedge because it's so big. Not to mention my Sibian.
Put it on the curb.
Do you know I got a Sibian?
I was going to bring up the Sibian right now. I didn't
don't
know
know
if
where
I
to
was going to
put-
be stepping on the wedge. You got to just get rid of like your lazy boy if you have one.
I don't.
Just
my
replace it
place
like a
is
couch
so,
with
it's
it.
like I'm trying to figure out like if anyone's. I'm not really great interior designer. Like,
Sibians are expensive.
I know. I'm one of 3 people who've gotten a free one.
Wow.
I'm so honored. It has a million attachments.
The other 2 are like Barack Obama and who else?
Yeah, Barack Obama's in the White House, but he's got more room. Like,
Yeah.
the thing is, if I had a separate room,
He is
I
at the
would
end
have
of the
a
West
sex
Wing.
room.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, exactly. So I got that. And then one more tip I just want to say here is, this is another thing that came up for me lately, is giving her oral sex from behind. A lot of men do oral sex the same way when she's lying down, But if you only do that, it's time for a twist. So next time you're going in for the oral, as you should be doing, if she likes it, switch it up, get her on all fours, and then perform oral from behind her. You could either do it just like licking behind her, or you could lie underneath her on your back with your legs like facing away from her body. And it's an unexpected sensation. It feels different, actually, because you're coming at it from a different angle. You're sucking on the clitoris and using your tongue from different angles, which, since the clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings, it feels a little different. So those are some tips. Role playing's fun. What else do we have in here? We have a little anal play. I think we covered a lot of it.
Yeah, we knocked out a bunch, and stuff that we usually don't talk about. That's like the big thing, is I feel like people expect us to say certain things.
I thought we got to go. You want my ejaculation etiquette story?
Semen, we got to do it.
So I was on so I was on a podcast the other day. I called in, and it was funny. It was called Detroit Cast, right? That was the name of it. And they're from Detroit. Funny enough, the two guys who host it, they're nominated for a podcast award. Sorry,
Fuckers.
Anderson. And so they called. They're like, hey, I heard they know my brother. They're in Michigan. I heard her sister's hosting the awards. I get on their podcast the other day. We both all went to the same high school, which is interesting because I went to a rando high school. And one of the questions they had for me was basically ejaculation etiquette. When I want to come on a woman's face, do I ask her first or do I just do it?
Ask her.
And I was like, you've got to ask her. You know, you've got to ask. It's like if someone's grabbed you and started like spraying like SPF on you or something.
Right.
You're like, what are you doing? Like, I'm already have enough SPF. Or like if you're putting anything in someone's body. I don't know why I thought of SPF, but because if someone started spraying me, it'd be weird. You got to ask them.
Or if you're real smooth, bring it up like at dinner somehow.
Yeah, no.
Angle it in.
I'll be like, babe, I can't wait to come on your face later.
Yeah, once you let that stuff fly
I think
in your face?
in the moment, just be like, hey, babe, can I come on your face? So I was talking to my married friend last night about the same thing. Came up twice in a day, so I figured it's newsworthy. And they've been together like 10 years, and I was like, she's like, yeah, and sometimes he just wants to come on my face. I was like, okay, well, what do you do? She's like, sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no. I said, well, what is the deciding factor? Like, how do you know when? She's like, I don't know. Sometimes, like we're about to go out and I know that they'll be on my face and like I do my makeup. And sometimes I just want to say no because why should I say yes every time? Mix it up. Right. But most time I say yes, she says. 2 out of 3 times.
Give her.
Yeah. Just want to tell you about ejaculation etiquette, which is important to ask. Don't just come on our face.
Ejaculation etiquette.
No, I mean, it's
we have a show called Ejaculation Etiquette if you'd like more information.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she said, it's so fattening, isn't it? And I was like, no, it's good for you.
And not only that, it's supposed to be really good for your skin. Like, if you have breakouts, they say, like, to dabble a little bit on your breakouts.
Say, teenage boys say.
No, I mean, actually, there have been studies coming out.
They're like, take my ejaculate around your face.
Wait. There's somebody actually paying money for that study, or poor women, people are just slathering semen on their face to see if it works?
It's science.
Science.
And Heather
bitch.
Locklear.
She does it. Her skin looks awesome. Okay, Anderson, check him out on the Film Vault.
The Film Vault and the After
podcast. Check Madison out just everywhere. Where are you? Do you want to give her your Twitter or anything?
Not my Twitter. Let's do Instagram's _Madison.
Okay, got it. And we're gonna do a little video right now of the show. Also, find me Instagram, Sex with Emily. And I would love it if you, Facebook.com/Sex with Emily, and also Twitter, Sex with Emily. It's all Sex with Emily. Love hearing from you. Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. And also, if you like the show, review it on iTunes. I know you already subscribed. Check it out. Tell us what you think. And I love you all. I could not do this without you. Thank you so much for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, everybody. Here's one more thing you could do in the bedroom that would be quite adventurous and quite different and so easy. All I'm telling you to do, buy a candle. You know why? If you buy a beautiful aromatherapy candle and it smells amazing, it's actually seductive. It's like vanilla, or you can get this fougere woodsy scent or cocoa, and you light it. You got atmosphere, because let's be honest, everyone looks better in candlelight. But then it's a massage candle, and you let it go for a few minutes, 10 minutes, half hour, doesn't matter. You blow it out. And it turns in to the most warm, luxurious massage oil that's not hot, not messy, waxy, sticky, all that stuff. You just give your partner a friggin' hot, sexy massage, and it'll warm them up. Because a lot of times what we're talking about is people just don't have the desire. So if you use a candle, I'm telling you, who's ever gotten a massage and then you're not in the mood for sex? It is foolproof. So check it out, emilyandtony.com. Use code SEXWITHEMILY for 20% off your first order, but now until April 12th, you get 30% off Emily and Tony products using code MARCH30. That's emilyandtony.com, March 30 code that you use till April 12th. Thanks for listening.